Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. The market was looking pretty good. I mean, Microsoft was a little down, and a couple other ones, Apple, Amazon, but for the most part, things were looking pretty decent, trying to just set back up after that big Monday sell off and that old, whatever it was called. I keep forgetting what it was. Deep Seek, that's what it is. I should write it down because I constantly forget the name of that thing. Deep Seek, and it did make everything kind of buckle at the knees on Monday, and now everything's kind of bouncing back. So we'll see some great setups here. I just wasn't really posting a whole lot of stuff this week just because I knew it had to set back up and get moving again. And we were talking about ones that were getting set up last night, went through my scanner. If you wrote down the ones from my scanner and looked at them, it was pretty wild what just went on. So I jotted down a few other ones tonight that I was just kind of cruising around. I started reorganizing them today and trying to get that all better. So I think maybe like 2 days a week or something. We'll like do the scanner. We'll figure. I'm gonna think of some ideas. Still have everybody send some in, but really just focus on hitting poppers and things that are just definitely going to be cruising up there. So I'll think of something. Anyone else has any suggestions, clearly send them over. I'm always in for them. And I think you'll see some more bigger things happening during the day with like Zach Morris and them guys. We're going to be putting some more shows together and doing some other things during the day, some live trading and other things as well. So I think you guys will be super excited what we're about to see. And it just needs a little bit of time to get all set up. We're just in the talking about doing things, not even talking, we're just setting it up and getting it ready. So I saw a few of you guys hopped on the spaces today. He's been doing some spaces lately, and yeah, we're gonna really try to get it going into another gear and just make it fun. Have it almost like a party time, making money, having a good time, having just entertaining, but also educational, and obviously leading you right down the right path and hitting poppers nonstop. So I think you're gonna see a lot of cool stuff there, even some live trading with crypto and other things and futures and just a whole bunch of different stuff coming out. So be ready for all that. I think it's going to be really exciting, guys, and just taking it to a whole nother level where everybody's going to just have a great time. So I can tell a lot of people are getting into the ETF 500, which is, I told you guys before, the crypto is going to go wild and make people millionaires. It's done plenty of them already. And I've told you, I've said it 100,000 times. I said it to everybody I knew. This this run would make more millionaires than the dot-com booms, every other boom and cycle before combined. And I'm pretty sure they did it the night that the Trump coin came out. And so, yeah, you're just seeing crazy amounts of money being made all the time on these coins. And this digital currency is just where it's at. I mean, that's how you make your money today. You don't really make that much money going to a job where you look at these kids making like $1 million like it's no big deal. They're retiring their parents. It's wild, guys. I'm telling you, it's crazy what goes on. So you don't want to get left behind. So I just wanted to find out what was going on, and there's a lot happening. So I thought we'd bring it to the table and show you guys. I mean, there's no reason to be left out. And again, I'm a little bit older anyway. I'm 44, and I know I talk to a lot of you, and you're around my age, maybe older, maybe a little younger, and obviously age ranges all over the place. Laptop Travel was trading when I was 7 years old. So people all over the place, and it's a great community, but not everybody understands the crypto. And again, it is kind of intimidating at first. I was super intimidated until my buddy, that's a big crypto guy, he showed me, and I got it all set up, and I was like, oh, wow, this is super easy. And I told you I started messing with the bots and stuff. So I really jumped into it and learned it, but you don't have to get that involved. You just have to know some basics, really, and have your either Coinbase. I think if you're going to be trading crypto, Coinbase might be your better one. Although all the other ones offer good ones now, so I can't say that anymore. It was really the best one before, but I can't say that so much anymore. But it's a really safe one in the US, so and you can get all the major coins, and that's what I look at. And now with that wallet, that Phantom wallet, and that's what I didn't understand. I've had wallets before, never really understood how they even worked. And I had the Trust wallet and this wallet, and then you buy crazy coins with them, and they either go up or go down. And And then yeah, it's just sitting in this wallet thing, and I transferred everything out of all these wallets and stuck it into this one, and was like, well, there's a bunch of coins to just buy with it. So yeah, I did that at the beginning just to try to figure it all out. And then yeah, once I got it figured out, and the Phantom wallet's pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, it was easy to set up. It was fast, and so yeah, that wasn't too bad right there. So again, anyone has questions, just DM me. And you guys know I've hit everybody up and answered, I think, every person's question. At least I try to. And if I miss it, just send me a second message because I missed it. I definitely answer everybody. So if I didn't answer you for some reason, I'm definitely not ignoring you. Just shoot me another message. I probably missed it because there's a bunch of them, and I try to make sure I go through and answer everybody and get everybody on the right path. So yeah, a lot of people bought it. They were in pretty low, and honestly, it was pulling back. I know people were concerned. I wasn't concerned one bit, to be honest with you. It was another load up period because it ran up 8 straight days, guys. You have to understand this thing went really crazy from under a penny, and then it hit 4.5 cents. That's a pretty good run up right there. In order for it to continue to run up, especially when crypto's getting sold off at that time when it started to pull back the other day. It was kind of perfect timing for it because it had already run up them 8 days. It needed to kind of pull back a little bit to set back up to run up. And I make the example of a bow and arrow. You have to the arrow can only go so far, and then you got to put it back in the bow and pull that string back on the bow. That's what you're looking at. That's that pullback, and then you let that bad boy go. And then where's that arrow go? It shoots up, and then you got to go get your arrow, pull it back again, and that's basically what you see on a stock chart. That's what it always looks like to me. I mean, that's what I look at it like, and it's my best analogy anyway. And so yeah, you just have to understand they're gonna run up 8 straight days like that. You're gonna see some pullback, probably about 3 days, and it did. It looked like it bottomed today. It looked like it was going to anyway. I even told my buddies, I said it should bottom out tomorrow and then get ready to move back up that next leg. So it was already up over 2 cents before I came on, and that's exactly what you're looking at right there. We'll go over it at the end of the show again, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up because I know a couple people were like, "Oh no, it's pulling back, it's dipping down. Is he selling out? What's going on?" And just these things don't happen overnight, and could be a 3, 4, 5, 6 month project. But I'll tell you what, when it's all said and done, you get in this low and it runs up to where it's going to run up to. I think you guys will be extremely excited. So it does take time. He does work. I talked to him, and he's got all kinds of stuff going on. He's promoting the thing, trying to get it off the ground. Well, not off the ground, but just get it moving some more. And yeah, he's just got a huge following that buys it and holds it. So that's the most important thing right there. That's why, yeah, it's going to pull back, but it didn't get rugged, and it's not going to. It's going to continue to go up, and you guys are going to make pretty bank money on this thing. So I'm excited about it. I told you, I have a lot of it. I honestly believe in it clearly. So I think he understands what goes on in the crypto space. That's what it is. Crypto's not a product. These things are like a community and a person. That's why the Trump coin went nutty because he has the biggest following. I mean, it's crazy, Trump people. So yeah, people were throwing like $20 million buy orders in that thing, and that's how these things get wild right there. And of course, people were selling them at the top, and then people were buying it up at $80, and they got rugged because obviously it had already run up from like $3 to $80, and people were still buying it up there when it was already at the top when you shouldn't be buying it. So you know what I mean? Like that's just the way things work, and there was plenty of millionaires made in between there, and then some people obviously are sitting there waiting for it to go back up, going, "Holy cow, what happened? I bought it up here at $70, and then it went straight down to 20 something." So you just have to read your charts and know what's going on, and that's why I'm making these examples and letting you know. And but yeah, the ETF is going to get moving, and it's just a project that's going to go. And again, it's the community behind it, so it just builds up and just keeps going. And the more bigger people that get involved, and you can see bigger people on here on X that are big crypto enthusiasts are starting to get involved with it and making big purchase orders. And when that starts happening, you start getting the attracting the bigger the big whales that really buy it, and these guys will buy millions of dollars worth at a shot. Like it's crazy what goes on in crypto, guys. So that's what goes on. Just wanted to kind of give you the what happens in credit. And again, I'm no expert by no means. I'm just telling you what I've learned over the last few, probably year, 2 years in crypto that I've been really trading it and really got into it. And I've seen these meme coins. I wanted to see, like really know how they worked. And Zach obviously explained it on the show. He was talking all about it. That's why I asked him a ton of questions because I was completely interested to see what was going on. So enough about that, but I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. So I didn't want you to think that it was like pulling back or something terrible was happening. It was literally just some healthy pullback that needed to happen. So nothing crazy. So let's get rocking and rolling here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Here we go. How about this is penny stocks right here. This one drove me nuts today. GCTK. How is that going to get reverse split? This is why you literally just can't even trade these things anymore. They're like practically impossible. I mean, you want to talk about a perfect setup. We did catch it on the run up, and I think Barb's even told me that she sold it yesterday when it jumped up a little bit for a quick little profit. Nothing crazy, but thank goodness she did because yeah, reverse split today and down to 7 cents. It was perfect. I'm telling you, like that was enough run up yesterday to have a reverse split from 9 to like 11 with 53 million in volume there yesterday. I mean, that's insane to be pulling off reverse splits and offerings left and right, every single one of them. It's insane, guys. It literally is like just crazy. It's a epidemic in here on the in the penny stock world. So yeah, this thing went from 10 to 6 and it closed at 7. So I mean, just kind of crazy that they had to reverse split it today when it looked that good and wanted to run some more. It was out of the basement, curled up. Everything looked great on it too. And then they reverse split it today. And obviously, I didn't see that coming. I mean, that was the chart was looking great to me. And that's why I almost say that you can't trade these things anymore. We were talking about it today, how crazy it is. And even if you catch them at that 4 a.m. spot too, when they're like peaking usually on Webull, you still have to be able to trade it at that time. So it's these things are really tough lately, and that's why I was thinking that we'd change things a little bit. We'll still look at them. We'll find all the poppers, and if you guys want to play them, feel free. You guys know how I feel about them. But I'll look at any chart. You guys know that. I love the penny stocks just because the charts move so fast and they keep you like really, really on point. It makes you really good when you're looking at the big caps. I'll be honest with you. The big caps look like paint drying because they just move so slow compared to penny stocks. So, and then if you look at crypto charts all the time too, that moves real fast. So if you can really get a good gauge on penny stocks and crypto, you can go into your big caps and crush them. And that's exactly what I've been trying to do lately. As long as you focus on one of them and don't get cocky and try to buy two or three, I think you'll do fine. I got cocky and it humbled me. Nothing crazy, but they were running up there. I was like, oh, I'll buy like two other ones because I'm doing well with it. I understand it. And I should have just stuck to the one I stuck with, the first one, and popped up like crazy. And the other two basically took my profit. So I was like, well, that was a waste of time. Why would I even try that again? And so, yeah, it's just a good humbling experience. And it tells you that you got to really stick to your plan at all times and don't think that you're better than the market. Just play the market and play what it's telling you, and that's really stick to the one that you're most confident with and ride it up there. So just a little experience there, but yeah, GCTK, I couldn't believe someone sent it to me this morning. I forget, I'll have to look, but someone sent it over to me this morning. I hadn't even seen it yet, and someone sent me a message, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, because that thing did look great for it to pull a reverse split. So here we go. Let's roll talking about reverse splits and offerings and everybody else. This B hat, obviously, they got that delisting letter yesterday. And if you've been patient with it, it's on that bottom line and it's in, I mean, it's still in a spot where it wants to bounce. And I don't know what else could possibly happen at this point. I mean, you're down at 4 cents. It's way down here. And you've already had three offerings and a delisting letter. I mean, what else can happen? The company blows up, like someone just bombs it. So I'm not exactly sure if anything else could possibly happen. I'm not saying it can't, because this company's been crazy, but it is in that spot where it would like to run, and we'll keep an eye on it. Again, it got down under 4 cents. I know that today. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. It just says 4 cents, but I just know it got under, little under 4 cents there. Yeah, 0.0365. So it's a little over 3.5. This rounds it up, and then if I look up there, it tells me. I kind of just realized that the other day. I was like, I knew this thing told me the price. I just didn't remember where it was. So I realized it the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, it's up here in the tab. That's where they put it. So it does tell you the exact price of it, and but it does round it up usually, and I can click my cursor on it and really see it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, B hat, that one is trying to I would say it's trying to set up after three offerings and a reverse split, or a reverse split, a delisting letter there yesterday. So we'll watch it tomorrow, see if it wants to roll. And let's look at Rhyme, because this one's trying to set up as well and just been pulling back as it curls up. It's getting right to that line. So I would keep an eye on it tomorrow and see if it wants to hit the line. It's right there. It's practically hitting it today. So it should try to curl up and make one quick pop right here and then be pretty done. But that is RIME. And yeah, that one's just, I mean, trying to set up and run right there. It's just not doing it. And it doesn't matter who's in it or who's doing what with it. It's just sitting there, and has 124 million in volume. So not one person's doing anything to this thing. I can promise you. I can look at it and tell you that. And yeah, it's just setting up, and why it sets up, it just keeps pulling back like it used to. Not sure why either. I have no idea why, because it has plenty of volume going on. Has like it's over 100 million in volume, 200. It's got ton of volume going on. That's not an issue at all. And yeah, it's just been pulling back as it sets up, and I would watch it tomorrow, RIME, because it might be that day that it can finally pop up, and it'll be a quick pop and then come right back down, I'm sure. So if you're in it, watch it, and if you're not in it, you can check it out for that run. And like I said, they're all a little crazy, these penny ones. So I'm staying clear and sticking to the bigger ones. This one don't look bad, TRNR. It's been trying to move that interactive strength, and it ran a little bit today, nothing crazy, 242 to 255, and it's at 223. So I guess after it ran up there, it must have pulled back in the after hours. Yeah, it says it did come down 10 cents, and but I did see it running up today, and it doesn't even look bad. Even with that pullback, it doesn't even look too bad right there. So we'll keep an eye on TRNR. It did look a lot better during the day. Like I said, it did pull back during the after hours, but not looking terrible. This next one looks great, finally. Remember this PW Power Right? Well, I know exactly where we looked at it. It was December 6th, because I know the candle that we were looking at, and somebody said to check it out because it was going to pop up. It had just run the day before, December 5th. It got up to 259, and then December 6th, it ran, its high right there was 228. And its low is 180. And I remember I looked at it and went, nah, I think that's pulling back. We'll keep an eye on it. And we watched it pull back a few days. And then I just kind of knew it was going to run flat. It wasn't ready yet. And then it ran flat all the way up till right now. And now it looks really good. So if you want to know when PW is going to run, guys, it's about now. I know I said back then I would let you know when it's ready. And I didn't realize it would be that far away, but it's like 2 months later, and it is. It was, oh, did it run in the after hours possibly? 116 to 145, and it's at 130. And yeah, this had it closing at 124. I was talking about it today on the show earlier and saying that this thing was set up. I said exactly what I just said to you guys. I was telling the story, and yeah, it did pop up in the after hours right there. It was looking great, and it's probably going to run some more tomorrow. So keep an eye on it. It's got a lot of space right there to run up. And there you go with PW. So just keep an eye on that to run up a little higher. And EJH right here did pull back, and I think it might have topped out yesterday. I mean, these things are only going to run a couple days. That one ran for 3 days. I mean, you have to assume it's going to be done. The 20 and 50 are trying to meet up, so we'll see what it does tomorrow. It's probably going to jump into this channel, come down to like 70 cent area, and we'll keep an eye on it. So we'll watch it to see if it gets set back up because that 20 and 50 are meeting up on EJH, and that's one of them small cap China ones, but that one did run for us. And WTO's just been kind of pulling back here and not exactly ready. I don't know if that's a bottom today. Let me see this. Let me see it in the after hours. WTO here. And like I said, them China ones, they were set up for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden they kind of just like fizzled out for whatever reason. 29 to 30, and it closed at 29, so it opened closed at the same spot. I'll have to take a look at it tomorrow and see what WTO wants to do right there. And how about Holo today was down, but like I was saying the other day, it did run up. I think it's going to have another setup right here. I think it's got another couple days, not tomorrow. I think next week it's going to try to get set up again and run. So we'll keep an eye on that Holo, HOLO. I think we all know that one. And ADTX, talk about staying in the basement for a long time. It was trying to run I swear, it tries to move, and then the very next day it pulls back almost every single time with this thing. It's like, it's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. ADTX. And let's see, today it just hung out at 11 cents, it says. I don't believe that, but that's what it says here. I don't know. It's, yeah, just actually, yeah, it just below 11, so it really didn't go too far any which way and kind of flat, which isn't a bad thing for this. So maybe that 10.1090, just under 11 cents, was its bottom. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. We've been watching it forever, ADTX. It's been in the basement for like since October or something, September, October. It's been in there forever. So we'll watch it, just see if it gets that roll up look, and then we'll take a look at it. And that LRHC that Zach was talking about, people were asking about this one, and he interviewed the CEO. I didn't even hear it yesterday, so I have no idea, but I can just tell you that the chart, you can just tell it popped up to that line and got sold off today, but it wasn't even bad. It didn't even really pull back. It was more healthy than anything and just went flat. So yeah, I would assume this is going to set up. And I was saying this earlier. I think it has like a good solid 2 to 3 weeks of setting up to do. Could get into that channel and run around, but something is going on with this company. I don't know what it is. Obviously, he's not saying exactly what it is. But he did. Actually, I didn't even know they had news down here. It says La Rosa Holdings appoints commercial real estate veteran J.M. Pardon Pedron or somebody to lead national expansion of commercial real estate division. So there you go, and it was down. So like I said, he interviewed the CEO yesterday, and it popped up there. And then today they released that news. It pulls back, but I would assume it's going to jump up. Like I said, it looks pretty set up here, and something's going on. And I have no idea. I didn't even notice that news was there today. So I don't look at any news. So there you go with that one. And that is your LRHC report. And we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, people were asking me about it, and I'm just telling you what the chart says because that's all I can see, and that's all I know about it, to be honest with you. So it does look like it's setting up right there, and I may have to jump into that bad boy. And JJSF, remember I was talking about this yesterday from my scanner. It was I know the company J&J Snack Foods, and they have earnings coming up on February 3rd. which is what day is that? Monday? Yeah, that's Monday it is. So they have earnings, and I'm telling you, they're going to smoke their earnings, guys, because I can just tell by looking at this chart right here. You look at this bad boy, it's ready to run. And as a matter of fact, you could have made some money off it today because it opened at 139 and it ran up to 145 and it closed at 138. So it did run up like I thought it was going to, but it did pull back as well. But that doesn't matter because all you had to do is go open it up at 139, open up that option at 140 and hit it at 145, and you were way in the money already real quick today. So, and now it's trying to curl back up. And like I said, it looks like it wants to get out of that basement and roll. And I can imagine it does not like the basement. It's probably the longest this thing's been in the basement. And I don't like earnings plays, but I could see this one popping up on the earnings. So just keep an eye on JJSF, and that is J&J Snack Foods, and they have like super pretzel and stuff like that, and all kinds of different things, stuff you see at like your stadiums and stuff like that. They have all that food stuff. Anyway, that's J&J Snack Foods and Duo DUO. This was up today. It ran up. We've been looking at it. It's this one China stock. It was down yesterday. Kind of looked like it had a bottom, but you couldn't really tell. And then today it did run up 58 to 65, and it's at 61. And honestly, looks like it wants to run up some more tomorrow. So you keep your eye on this DUO. That's not looking bad for tomorrow right there. So keep an eye on that one. And LYT, let's see what that's doing right here. LYT. I was looking at it today, and it is in that basement right there. Just has some crazy wicks. I mean, if you look at it, it runs around quite a bit right there. So LYT, let me see. It went, what, 69 to 63, and then it closed at 66. And it is, I'm telling you, it has that look like it's trying to do something right here. And it's called Lightest Technology. So I was checking it out today, and that 20's not too far off from it either. That 20's at like 73 cents, and we're at about 65, 66. And that is LYT. So keep an eye on that one. And let's take a look at WISA, WISA, and see what that's up to right here. That one's pulling back. It looks like it could be bottoming out down here, guys. So keep an eye on it. It's a semiconductor one, and it looks like it has I would say maybe a week or so to set up. We'll obviously keep an eye on it next week to see what it wants to do, but it's like right there where it's going to start trying to bottom out and curl up, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to have a nice little pop on it. So we'll keep an eye on this WISA and see what that one wants to do. And I think the semiconductor ones will get moving pretty soon. Now, obviously, they got smacked down on Monday, and they'll get set back up. And then this one, I think, is going to run with them for whatever reason. And good old PET, that WAG group, this one is getting set up, guys, and curled up. It was running today. Remember, this was on Barb's list, and I told you her list is crazy. We need to just have her let us know. It opened yesterday at 25. It went up to 26, but then today it opened 25 to 26. And yesterday it jumped down, it bottomed down to 23. So it's running around, but it is trying to get moving here, and it was running up some. So it does look like it ran up the last 2 days. And like I said, keep an eye on it because it looks kind of crazy tomorrow. So keep an eye on that PET. Good old pet there, WAG group. And let's look at NIVF and see what this one's up to. We were looking at it before, and it was just kind of running its track down here, but it looks like it wants to set up. And today it actually dipped down to 24 and a half. It's at 25 right now. And I almost think that's a little dip and rip look. So might want to keep an eye on this NIVF. I think that's getting set up right there. So keep an eye on that bad boy. And OCGN, let's see what that's doing here. That's curling up. Remember, we were just looking at it, and it looks like it wants to jump up over that 20 and get over that 78 cents and keep moving up. So OCGN, let's see. It went 74 to 78, and it's closed at 77, and that 20's at like 79 actually. So keep an eye on it, but it is trying to curl up here and get moving. If it can break through to 50 at 83 and then get up into that 85 area, it can really get moving, guys. And I think they had some kind of news the other day. They were initiating a phase 1 clinical trial for something. I don't know what it was, but I know they had some kind of news down there, and that was OCGN and HURA we looked at yesterday, and it just kind of ran up and then pulled back a little bit, but it's sitting right on a support line now. It was the resistance, but it jumped up over it. It went 512 to 527 today. It came down to 466 and then closed at 5. And that 20 and 50 are trying to meet up and push this thing. And like I said, it made that spot right there about $5, 490 something. It was sitting there at a resistance, and now it's at a support, and it does want to move. So HURA not looking bad. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. It can jump up to the $6 area if it can get popping off of here, and that would be a good look for it. HURA. It's at 512, it says in the after hours. Let me see. This one says $5. So somewhere's in that 5 area is where HURA is. And let's take a look at ASTS here and see what that's doing tonight. ASTS was setting up. That's at AST Space Mobile, and it was pulling back. Remember, we were watching it, but it looks like it's trying to set up down here. So it was up 49 cents today. ASTS, let's see. Yesterday, I think, was its bottom when it dipped down to that 1751. Today got down to 1815, and it's sitting at 1828 right now. And yeah, I think we're going to have to see it start to curl up relatively soon right here. If not, it's going to really stay bearish. So we'll know in the next day or so on this one, ASTS. So I'll keep you posted on that. And let's look at Fubo, Fubo. Hold on, Fubo. Here we go, Fubo TV. And this one's going to be curling up, I think. It doesn't look like it's getting under that 381. It's sitting up there at that 412 right now. And it was sitting, yeah, that 20 is right there at 384. And it doesn't look like it's going to get down there. I think that 350 was its low already. And it does look like it could get curled up here and try to get moving. So we will keep an eye on that one. That one does look like it's trying to set up as well. And that is FUBO, Fubo, Fubo TV. And BYON. Oh, let's look at this one. BYON right here. Let's see what that's doing. BYON, Beyond Inc. And I know we were looking at it on the show the other day, last week on that small cap show. And I know they were looking at it, and I checked out the chart, and I was saying it could hit that resistance there. It did, and then I was like, it popping up though, and let's see it get up to that 1153. It's at 832. It jumped up today, but Ben's happy about that one because I did like it. Like I said, it was hitting that resistance up there, but it wasn't looking bad at all. So it did run up there today. It's going to get in the top. I would watch it tomorrow to be a little momentum play right there. BYON looking good. I would say it is a momentum play, to be honest with you. So yeah, I would look at BYON. It's looking nice, and it could keep running up a few days. It looks like it wants to get up into that top. Being a weekend or Friday tomorrow, we'll see what it wants to look like, but definitely looking good on BYON right there. And let's look at that MRNA right here and see what that's doing. And yeah, I think Ben's were ASTS, and let's see that one. Like I said, that one's trying to get bouncing back up. It needs to bounce right about now to get moving right there. And then that Fubo, he also sent in that one, which, like I said, that looks like it's catching off that 20 and going to be setting up right there. And then obviously the BYON looks like it's going to be running up some more tomorrow. So there's some good ones right there. 3 nice ones for you. mRNA, Moderna. Let's see what that's doing because it's been trying to set up here and it's getting ready. It has earnings coming up on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Great day for Moderna to have earnings, huh? Good old they love everybody, don't they? And so they're going to show their love with having their earnings report on Valentine's Day because they're just such a nice company right there. Good old Moderna. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's look at it because it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The 20 and 50 are meeting up. It's sitting right there. It went 41.35 to 42.54, and it's sitting at like 41.15. It's a little lower than it opened, but nothing crazy. And it does look pretty good, guys. So I'd keep an eye on Moderna. It does look like it is setting up, and I'm not sure what the heck they got going on and who. Yeah, they're making something for something. Who the hell knows what they're making? And I don't even think they know what they're making. But anyway, that is mRNA, and it does look pretty good to try to bounce up right there. So keep an eye on that one because that's setting up right there, looking nice. And we were looking at it the other day. It looked good. And it did pull back a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. So it's not looking bad now. And CGTX, that Cognition Therapeutics right here, this one was running up a little bit today. Let me see what it's up to here. It's over that 20. I think this is going to be a solid one, honestly. It ran what, 79 to 81? It came down to 71. That's that weird look that it pulled down, but it closed at 79, up over that 20s, like at 75. So you're pretty good right there. And it has that resistance. It hasn't broken through at 83, but I think it's going to try to break through. I'm not sure if it's going to do it tomorrow, but it is going to try to do it within the next few trading days. So possibly next week. And CGTX is going to be one of the ones you want to keep an eye on for a setup right there. So that's CGTX and GSK. Let's look at that one real quick. GSK. Let's see. GSK PLC ADR. I don't even know what that stuff means. Does anyone even know what they mean? I've never even looked that up. I think it's from like the UK. Maybe that's like a UK thing. I don't even know. I'll have to pay attention. But anyway, this thing's curled up and looking great. And they have earnings coming up on the 5th, which is on Wednesday. It looks like next Wednesday they have earnings. It built a nice base, and that 20 and 50 are meeting, and it's got that solid look down there too. I would look at this thing tomorrow. GSK. Let me see. GSK. Yeah, I would take a look at it. I mean, it did run up a little bit today to that 35.59, and it's at 35.23. And yeah, it's not looking bad to me. It did make a nice base. It wants to do something, let's put it that way. So I would think it's curling up to hit that top. It might not get into the top, but I think you might get a little pop up tomorrow, and then you'll have to look at it for that earnings coming up. But just take a look at this one. It does look like it's trying to set up the move. And how about CLEU? This thing got beat down today, and I mean, we rode it all the way to the top. And like I was saying, I think it's topped out there. And I guess it was topped out there because it went way down. And yeah, today it did what, 751. It started to come down in the after hours yesterday, I remember. So we already knew it was coming down, but I don't think it was all the way down to 13 cents yet. And so yeah, it came down to 13, and then it closed at 18 today. So it went from 751 yesterday. It closed at 774. I'm telling you, it happened in the after hours. I remember, and yeah, it definitely just came down all the way to 13 cents. Can you imagine you bought this thing up there at like 750? Granted, we rode this thing up in from the fives, and it got up there to the sevens. So that was a nice little run up. But holy cow, I mean, this thing just smoked people left and right. And these China companies will do it. They'll run up real good, but then they'll do exactly this. Someone shorted the hell out of that thing and made a fortune today from 751 to 13 cents. That's one hell of a short position. So you got to keep an eye and be worried about that stuff, especially on them China stocks. And it did run up there, but it's not up there anymore. So there you go. It's CLEU, and it did get beat down today. BBAI, that's at Big Bear AI Holdings, and this is getting set up. It's just been trying to curl up and hit the MACD and knock it through. And then today, it looks like it got through that 20. It's at what, 413, 416. That's accurate. Went from 365 to 430. It's at 416 and actually looks good. I would watch this and see. It looks like it should get through the MACD this time and run up. Has to basically get through this 435 area, and it can get running for BBAI. So just keep an eye on that. And it does look like it might want to. I mean, I can't promise you because it's still trying to set up here, and I could see it trying to bounce off that MACD to get one last setup. So I can't promise you, but just look at it and see if it gets through, and if it does, it'll try to run up there, and then it'll pull back to get set up to really run. So that's what you're looking at BBAI. So if you're looking at that one, that's what you want to keep your eye on for that. And let's look at that KULR and see what KULR technology is doing here. It did come back down to the 50, and your 20's curling down, but I'm not so sure it wants to push it down much more. And I think it could have made that bottom yesterday at that 197. Let me see in the after hours here. KULR. And yeah, I think it wants to curl back up. It could run up into like the 258, 260 area, and then just trade in that channel for a few days. So, but it does look like it's setting back up. And I know we looked at this. We saw it before it ran up, and it ran up in December, the end of December. It got way up there to like 550 area, and now, like I said, 219. But we were looking at it the other day. It was trying to set up. I think it was like January 13th, because I remember it kind of looked like this bottom down here at 181. And I remember looking at it, but it didn't really, it bounced up a little bit, but just made a base, pulled back to the 50. It's in that channel, and I think it is getting ready to move. So that is your KULR, and I think that is getting set up now to run an IOVA. Let's see IOVA. That one looks really good right there. Let me confirm that over here. And that's why I really wish that the FinViz was just on point, because I could look at that immediately and know it was right. And then I could look at mine, confirm it, and just be like, all right, 3 seconds, we know where we're at. And boom, let's move on to the next. I'm always hesitant now because I don't know if it's really right. So I know I have to look at my trend spider to make sure, but I have to see the setups and stuff and just kind of confirm them. So anyway, I just explain that. IOVA is looking great though, guys. 616 to 636. It closed at 626, and it does look good. That has a 20 right there, like 653, and it should get cruising right through it, guys. So keep an eye on that one. That one looks good tomorrow. So I would say look at that one. It's set up and looking really good there. IOVA. IOVA, yeah, IOVA. I ain't even gonna try Advanced Biotherapeutic, something like that. HUMA, is this Humera or something like that? HUMA, let me see. HUMA, no, it's not. It's called Humacyte. So this was called Humacyte. It's a biotech company, HUMA, and it's at 472. And this is curling up really good. I like all these tonight. We got some good ones here. I'm liking this list. This one's curling up and looking great, guys. 470 to 485, trying to bounce off that 50 and 20. I would say take a look at that one too. That's a nice setup. HUMA. Not familiar with that, but it looks really good right there. I like it. And then ACON. Let's look at this at Clarion because it had a reverse split. Was it today? Yeah, it did split today. One for 335. Can you imagine? I mean, it's insane what goes on. So now this thing's back at like $8.40. And is it going to run? It is curling up really nice. I'm not going to lie. So you're probably going to see it pop up because we know that they do like to. This chart's all crazy. I don't know what the heck's going on with the maybe it did run. Hold on, let me see. This thing's nutty. Yeah, it did. Holy cow! It ran up that high today, so we might have missed that jump off that. It jumped up to 2084, and it opened at 825. I was just looking at mine, like, what the heck's going on here? But yeah, it definitely jumped up to 2084. It opened at like 921, and it's back down at till it got down to 6, and it closed at 8. So I think that one's a dead duck now, but it did run up to $20. So if you were in it and could catch that or bought it today off that split, I mean, it is trying to set up. I'm not going to lie, but we'll have to look at it after that run up. So I'll check it out tomorrow. I didn't even notice that ran up like that today, but that's a nice run up, ACON. And we were looking at it. I just never saw it run up today. VCIG, remember we said we were going to keep an eye on this thing because it was bottoming out there and looking pretty decent. They have all kinds of crazy news going on. So you might want to keep an eye on this VCIG, and I don't even like the fundamentals, but whatever Laptop Travel was saying the other day, it sounded great about the company. I forget what the hell he was talking about, but he was just saying something. Oh yeah, like oh yeah, I remember. I'm reading it. They acquired the cutting edge NVIDIA H200 AI chips via Super Micro to supercharge AI cloud business. So they had something crazy going on like that, and it is looking pretty good down here. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll keep our eye on this VCIG. I was saying it the other day. We're gonna keep it on the list. I didn't even think it would set up that fast, to be completely honest with you, but it did jump off that bottom right there. It's curling up and looking pretty damn good. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. And that KAVL, that looked good. We looked at it last night and it was curling up. What did it do today? I'm pretty sure it was up here. Let me see. KAVL, it was up today. And it did curl right off that MACD, 119 to 139, and it's at 130. So keep an eye. This could be a good momentum play in the morning, and that's at KAVL. And TC is too cool for us, but let's see what Touche is up to. And this is a Touche LTD ADR, so that's a China company. And this one's getting set up too. I think it has another couple days. It ran, I remember it did run the other day. It ran up to like that 195 area. And we'll just check it out and see if it's getting set up. I don't think tomorrow, like I said, I think it's going to pull back a little bit, but it is going to get set up probably for next week. So we'll keep an eye on that. TC and KITT is Aerospace and Defense One, Nauticus Robotics. This was down 95 cents, but up in the after hours, it looks like. So let me see what it did here. Oh yeah, it's looking much better in the after hours. 179 to 233, and it's closed at 227 right there. That 20's up here at 260. It's curling up really good, guys. It was definitely it closed at 156. And it's and then it says it went up to 221, so it went up that 65 cents or whatever, and a little higher. But yeah, it did close at 156 and got moving in the after hours. Keep an eye on KITT because that one could be cruising early in the morning for you guys. And BHIL is at that Benson, yeah, Benson Hill one. I remember this one. It was on Laptop Travels list there, and then it ran up today like crazy. I did see this thing, and it's been down. We were looking at it way down here. I don't remember exactly where the pricing was, to be honest with you, but we were definitely looking at this BHIL, and it ran 180 to 440 today. It was well over 100%er, and it's at 370 right now. That's 105%. So that BHIL, Benson Hill, it did get moving there. We were looking at it for a while, and like I said, I don't remember the exact price we were checking it out at, but it did cruise, I'll tell you that. And ENVB, let's look at it because I think this one split yesterday it split, and it's pulling back here. It did run up a little bit. It looks like ENVB. Let's see. And yeah, it split. And then today it went 420 to 648. And then it came down to 390 and closed at 4. I don't know if it's going to run again. It ran up off that split already. So I'm not sure. It looks like it's trying to pull back. We'll have to see in the morning. I'd have to look at it and see if it wants to bounce again. But I'm not so sure it wants to. So I'll have to see about ENVB. But it did run up there today off that split. And TOPP, good old Top Point Holdings. This is a new one. I remember we looked at it one time. It might have been right when it opened because it opened on like January 22nd. I just remember TOPP because I thought it was at TOP, which is no, I thought it was going to be TOPS, which was Top Ships, and it wasn't that. It was this one. I was like, I don't even notice. It's a freight and logistics company, down 19 cents at 180 now. And let me see. I can't really get a good look. I'm just trying to see if I can see anything. It could be bottoming out. I'll look at it tomorrow. I can't really get a great look at it, but we'll see if it bottoms out here and tries to move. There's really no MACD or RSI. It's too new to have anything. So I'm just looking at the candles as to what it wants to do. And it could be bottoming out. It could try to base out here or dip down. Yeah, it could. I'll look at it tomorrow and be able to tell probably a little bit better with the next candle if it's trying to base out or try to dip some and then base. I'll bet will be. I think it's going to try to base out. Today might be its bottom there for TOPP. And again, I'll take a look at it and see what it wants to do. And CERO, let's see what that's doing. This was one that we looked at for a while. It did run up today, I think. It looks like I didn't see it, but it looks like it did 189 to 318, I'd say so. It's at 202, and that 20 is up there at like 327. It almost got it. It got up to that 318 right around there and doesn't look too bad. So I'm not sure if it's going to run up again tomorrow on a Friday after it ran up today, but that's CERO, and it could get set up again for next week. It's another one I'd have to look at after that run up today. So CERO did run up, and like I said, it's hard to tell if it's going to keep that momentum. Not many do, and it's on Friday, so it could be a little odd. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, but it did run up nice and it is curling up. I mean, it's not looking terrible. I like I said, I just can't tell. It does look like it wants to. I just can't promise you right there. And CDT is another one. Then we just look at this one, Conduit Pharmaceuticals, or is there some another one that's like kind of close to that? Hold on a second. I swear we just looked at it. Anyway, we'll look at it again. CDT. Yeah, it just split. No, we didn't. This one split the other day, and we didn't look at CDT. But yeah, let's look at this thing because that one's bouncing off that bottom. It split and never ran. I guess it did run that 28th, 345 to 634. You can't even tell on Finviz, but yeah, it did run up a little bit. It didn't even split there. It split the day like right after that, didn't it? Yeah, that's the 24th. It split on the 27th and never ran. Keep an eye on this thing. It did split. It never ran. It came down to that bottom line. It could easily bounce off of there. I would watch that for a little bounce play, actually. That CDT after that reverse split and FRGT. Let's see that one. That's at Freight Technologies. And that thing's curling up, guys. That's going to be a runner, I'd have to say, tomorrow. Let me just double check. And yeah, you got a runner right there, FRGT. I would say keep an eye on that one because that one's going to be good. I think that you're solid right there for FRGT. If you have that one, I think you're in good shape. And I don't know what the heck this was supposed to be, but there is an SCKT, so we'll look at Socket Mobile. But I'm not sure what else I was supposed to look at. And that one's trying to curl up there on that 20, but it's pulling back. SCKT. I'll look at SCKT. Trying. Yesterday I had a nice dip, 160 down to 134. And then it went to close at 143. And then today, 134 to 145. And it's at that 145 back in that channel. Have to see if it wants to really curl up there tomorrow. It could. That's SCKT. So I'm not sure what this one was, but I just made it SCKT because it said like SCKS, and I'm not even sure if that was one. I didn't see it. SCKS. Yeah, I don't see anything for that. The only thing close to it is this one. So that's why I ran with that. But yeah, that's a SCKT Socket Mobile, it's called. And like I said, we'll have to take a look and see if it does want to curl back up right there. And ORKT, let's see what ORKT. That's that orange cloud. That was looking good the other day. A little pullback. It had them 2 good days of run up. And again, these things don't even like multi days. It's curling up, still getting set up. I could see tomorrow just being flat or even pulling back a hair more and then getting set up to run. So watch for a little pullback on ORKT, and then it is going to probably set up to run higher. So it might be a really good one to keep an eye on. So that is ORKT right there. And MCVT, let's see this one. And that one is up over there. Let me see. MCVT here. It's over to 20. It wants to cross through. It's just not saying that it really is definitely going to. I'd keep an eye on it, if anything. 3 to 315. It closed at that 310. It's that Mill City Ventures thing. We looked at it. And yeah, I don't know if it's getting through this resistance, guy. So It has resistance at around 317 right there, and you might have to just keep an eye on that bad boy. So keep an eye on that MCVT, and again that resistance is right there at 317. It's at 310. It says in the after hours 309. It's sitting above the 20. It's going to hit that MACD, but flat. I'm not so sure it can get through it. Just from the look that I have right here. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on MCVT. It's an interesting one right there. And that HYZN, I don't know why this thing halted today. I have no idea. Something happened. It's a auto part company in America, in the U.S. We were just looking at it. We said it bottomed out, and yesterday, I mean, it was on our list. It was curling up, had like over 7 million, and then all of a sudden it did halt. I have no idea what. I don't see anything down there. If anybody even knows why it was halted, I have no idea what happened there. So if anyone knows and they want to let us know, please, I'll share it for sure because I was curious too. And yeah, it went like 57 to 78, and then it like just stopped at 64, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was just like stuck there forever. So maybe it moved again in the after the market was finishing up or whatever, but it was definitely halted. And somebody asked me, and I was like, yeah, I have no idea, but I did see it just stuck there. And yesterday was its bottom at 42, and then today it ran up to 78 right there. We were just looking at it, HYZN. And that's what we do. We find them bottom ones and just run them up. And again, you can't trade them all. So you pick the ones that fit your lifestyle, your trading style, and you run with the best setup that you're confident with. And then you trade it smart. And that's how, if we all do it that way, we can all trade different ones. It doesn't matter what you trade. You just have to have that same mindset, positive attitude, go into it knowing you're going to smash it. You're not going to hit them all out the park. You're not even going to win them all. But if you just stay disciplined and stick to your plan, like I said, and just stick to that one instead of jumping around and looking at two or three, and maybe have them in your Rolodex that are ready for the next setup. But again, just stick to that one that you're trading. Trade it real smart, because if it runs up and you're looking at the other ones, why that thing runs up and then all of a sudden it starts pulling back, and now you're waiting for it to run back up, and you just focus on that one, trade it smart, now it, and then move on to that next one. So I would say that's a great idea and plan to stick to and execute it. And then obviously, if you get real comfortable trading that one and nailing it every single day, and you do want to jump into another one, so be it. But get comfortable and now that one trade each day, and lock in those profits and have a good smart trade right there. And trust me, your account will just grow with it. And that's what you want to see. So here we go. We did look at Fubo already. That was already there. And you ready? Here's some good ones. I don't know if that was on the scanner. It could have been, because I went and looked at the so these next couple ones, I think the list might have ended. I forget where I took the picture. I'll have to look. But then I just was looking at my scanner, and I found a couple really good ones real quick that jumped out at me. So I'll run through them so you guys can just jot them down. I'll take a picture of the list again too afterwards and send it out. But here's one we looked at last night off the scanner, CAG, and Congra brands or something. I know I was trying to say it. This went up like 1.5%, and it's ready to rock and roll, guys. So CAG looking really, really good right there. And I know we looked at, I'm almost positive it was on the scanner last night. And it definitely popped up on my scanner tonight. So I'm assuming we saw it there last night. I do remember it. And it is moving right there. So keep an eye on that one. That one looks really good right there, CAG. And then I wrote down IDCC. Check out this one right here. IDCC. It was up $4.62. It's a $185 stock right now, and they do have earnings coming up on the 6th, but it's crossed through. I would say it's going to at least hit this 188 area tomorrow, is what it looks like to me. I mean, it looks like it has some serious momentum right there, and it wants to crush right into that 50. So keep an eye on that one, and that is IDCC, and that looks like a good momentum play. This next one, I believe, was looking really good. SIG, write this one down right here. SIG, Signet Jewelers, some Bermuda company, luxury goods in Bermuda. It's at 60.33. I don't know if they have options, but they definitely have dividends because they just paid them out. And I'll tell you what, this thing's way down here, and it looks like a gift down here, guys. So check this bad boy out. SIG, that 20's up there at like $66, and this is at 60. So I have no idea if they have options. I meant to look and see. And but this thing's looking good, guys. So check this one out. And it hasn't been down this low for a long time. I can tell you that. It looks like a jewelry gift right here down here, and looks like it's setting up out of the basement to move. So SIG, keep an eye on that one. Looking really good. Calm, CALM, just stay calm and check this out. It's 342. It's curling through the MACD, trying to get up into the top. It's actually hitting some resistance up there, and it's interesting because it is, but it looks like it wants to blast through it. So I'll look at it in the morning, but just one to keep an eye on tomorrow. I think it's going to cruise through, and it'll probably get cruising some more. So I don't think it wants to stay very calm, but it looks because it looks like it wants to bounce up there a little higher. So keep an eye on CALM. That's calm. It's called Cal Maine Foods, and it's a farm product company. I never even heard of it, I don't think. Calm, and that's CALM. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. And what is this one? EEFT, I think. Yeah, it was EEFT. This thing was curling up. It was called like Euronet Worldwide. It's a software company, infrastructure in the U.S. Never heard of it in my life. EEFT. And yeah, things looks real good. It's hitting that 20 right there at like 99.20. It's at 99.7, 99.07, and it had gotten over today, and it looks like it wants to jump up in this channel and run up to that 102. It might not run the 102 tomorrow, but it looks pretty healthy to move. So EEFT looks pretty set up right there to try to run up. TXNM, this thing looked pretty nice too. TXN TXNM. It's TXNM Energy, and it was up 81 cents today. It's curling up really good. They have earnings coming up on the 21st, and it does look like it's going to. It looks like it actually got through. Let me see. TNXM. Oh yeah, it did. It got. Oh wait, no, that's not that. Hold on. Let me see. TXNM. I gotta type it in right. Yeah, it did cross through. Okay, it crossed through and got in that 50. I would say keep an eye on this tomorrow because this looks like it wants to run up, guys. It went 47.69 to 48.56. It closed at 48.49, and it looks really, really healthy to run. So up tomorrow. So that's TXNM. That looks pretty good to just stay running up there. And VSH, let's see what that's doing here. That's a Vishay something in intertechnology. Hold on, let me see. VSH, here we go. Yeah, Vishay Intertechnology. It's a semiconductor company. They have earnings coming up pretty soon on February 5th, and this thing looks like it wants to roll off this MACD. It's setting up like crazy, and it could go up till it's at 16 something, 17 in the after hours, now 16 something. It could get up into that $19 area. It looks like it wants to run right through to 50, which is at 17. So keep an eye on that bad boy, VSH. That one's setting up really good right there. And how about WDC? Let's look at this one, Western Digital Corp. This one was just kind of running around today. That 20 and 50 are trying to meet up. And this thing took this crazy bounce off the MACD today. It was pretty wild. Look at this chart. And it wants to just roll off of here tomorrow. So keep an eye on it. 63.56 up to 67.59. And it's at 65.79. So keep an eye on that one too, because that one's set up and wants to keep that momentum going there. And that's WDC. And this guy, Jeff. Oh man, Jeff looked really good tonight. Jeffrey's Financials Group. I don't know what he's up to, but he was curling up there every which way in this channel. And you might want to keep an eye on good old Jeff here because he's up to something. He's got something up his sleeve. 76.93 to 77.79, and it's at 77.14. and I'm telling you, it looks really good there. It's JEF, and it is set up there. So take a look at it. And FLS, let's look at this one again. These were just ones I popped off my scanner here, and thought I'd give you a couple that were looking good for tomorrow. FLS is Flowserve Corp, and this one's rolling off that MACD. It was running up a little bit today. FLS, and it went 61.98 up to 63.27, and it's at 62.95. And like I said, it's just curling up there. It looks really good. So keep your eye on FLS because that one's set up as well. And how about that VTRS? You guys don't have it on your list, but I'm just telling you, jot it down, VTRS, because this one's probably looking great. Let me see. And yeah, it's just crossed through the MACD, curling up. And I pulled these ones from different spots on my scanner, so I wasn't at the exact same spot for all of them. And VTRS is looking really nice, curled up. That bottom was the other day on the 22nd back here at 1081. You're at 1147, and your 20's up here at like 1164, but it does want to run up there. And even if it doesn't run up tomorrow, look for some pullback, but it's going to get set up here. VTRS looking pretty good. And let's look at AMST. AMST, Amosite, software company, rolling up today. It's at 370, and your 50 and 20 we're cruising together. AMST, let's take a look at it. Oh, yeah, crossed right through and wants to run up higher. 349 to 372. It's at 367, and looks like it should keep that momentum tomorrow. So that's AMST. And then the last one I wrote down was the one that we're familiar with, POAI, and it's looking really good, guys. I thought I'd end on that one with our scanner because I think you guys are familiar with it. And we've talked about it before, and it is curling up there and looking good. So check it out. It just kind of made that hard curl back up, and it had a little momentum from today, 144 to 164. It's at 156, and it does look like it wants to get through. I'll be surprised if it doesn't, if it bounces off that MACD tomorrow. It could because of where it's at, but it looked like it wants to get up there. So I thought I'd put that one there. So just watch that one to make sure it crosses through, and it's going to run up there, and the resistance is up here at like 191. So you're at 155, and that's POAI. And that is a couple from my scanners right there. So I hope you like them bad boys. And like I said, I'll take a picture of it when I get done if you didn't jot them all down. And that way you have them because I wrote them down after I sent out the list. And let's look at our laptop travel ones, and we'll look at our Jolie's Jams real quick. So here we go. BRT, I think that says. Let's look at this bad boy. BRT Apartments, huh? This one looks like it's going to be running tomorrow, guys. BRT. So you have tons of opportunities because this one looks like it's going tomorrow. 1718 up to 1765. It's at 1743 and looks really good there. CLPR. Let's look at this one. Let's see what it is. That's Clipper Realty. So we're looking at all the realty ones. I guess that's the sector that's kind of popping because they were popping up on mine as well. And that's what PW, sorry. PW's that realty one as well. So realty, guys, keep an eye on that sector. It obviously is popping up right now. CLPR, this one looks great too. It was up 21 cents, and it looks like it wants to continue to go up. It stays up over like that 420 area. It'll go. It's at 415 right now. So yeah, keep an eye on CLPR, CRWS. This is a crown crash. We were looking at this before. It's just a little bit flat right here. CRWS. Oh, this is that one that runs up to like $7, huh? Guess where it did today? It ran up to like it must have opened up at 560 yesterday. It closed at 450. So it gapped up today and then came back. It's at 455. I'm telling you, this is that one that just runs around. You can't see it on FinViz because it does it in the after hours. But it ran up to $7 twice, and then today it gapped up early up to 560. So and then it always closes down. That's that crazy one, CRWS. I couldn't tell when I looked at FinViz, but yeah, it definitely is. And Desktop Metal. This one looks like it was popped up today. I know we were looking at it earlier. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but DM. it did send some DMs today, 223 to 261, and it closed at 259. And I'd keep an eye on that for some momentum tomorrow because DM looks like it could be popping there. And let's go to the farm and look at that. Farmer Brothers Company, FARM. And this one was running around today, 174 to 178. It came down to 167 and it closed at 170, just below that 20. It's not looking terrible. I'm just not sure if it's running up tomorrow. Let me take a better look at the farm. It has earnings coming up on the 6th. It doesn't look bad, honestly. It probably will stay in this channel right here. 174 could get up to that 188, and that's what's going on the farm right there. FARM, Farmer Brothers Company. So that's that one. And let's look at GWRS here, Global Water Resources. And this one's just kind of pulled back right there. Let me see, GWRS. And yeah, just in that channel. I have a feeling you're going to roll off that MACD. I don't think you're coming under the 20 right here. So your bottom could be today right there, 1165. So yeah, keep an eye on that bad boy because that does look like the bottom right there. And it's going to curl up there. So I would say keep an eye on that one. That's GWRS looking good. And that GTIM, that GTIM, Good Times Restaurants, it was just flat. It's been flat like the last few days. I have a feeling either tomorrow or next week it's going to get back into having some good times again. It's just like literally right in this channel and not moving. The channel's like 251 up to 258, and it's not even going that high. Today it went 252 to 254, and that was it. That was its low. That was its open. That was its high. It was just kind of hanging out there. I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's just been running just kind of flat right there. And I guess it's just going to run flat in this channel as it sets up, and then it'll just have that one pop off, and that'll have that one good time restaurant right there, GTIM, GTIM. So we'll look at it for that one pop up, and we'll see when it wants to happen. And let's look at this hook, HOOK. Um, what is that? Hook Ipa Pharma, something like that. Holy cow! It's HOOK hook. I got that part, and then IPA. Is that Hook Ipa? Hook Ipa. We'll call it Hook Ipa. Anyway, let's look at this one hooking, and let's see if it wants to hook up. That's all we want to care about. It's in that channel for that 20 right now. It just got in there, it looks like today. It was kind of getting in there. It was in there and bouncing. I would say give this next week and it'll bounce up. That 20 and 50, you could tell are getting kind of close. And I would say next week that thing's going to want to run right there. So keep an eye on that. And the ETF 500's at 0.25 right there. There you go. So just under it. And yeah, it's gonna get cranking, guys. I was trying to tell you guys earlier that that dip was a beauty for you, and if you weren't really in and you were concerned, it was nothing to be concerned about. I told everybody, if anything, I was buying more. So that's what you wanted to try to do on that dip because you could probably easily double that up in the next few days. I have a feeling it's gonna get cruising again. You can already see it. Like I said, that chart, you when they run up 8 days straight like that, believe me, it's pulling back at least three. So just remember, keep that in mind for the future. And if you ever see something running up for 5+ days, just remember it's going to have 2 to 3 days of pullback just so it can just kind of get settled in again because it's a lot for it to run up there. And again, just look at it as a bow and arrow, and you stretch that arrow, that bow back as far as you can, and you shot that arrow as far as possible. It couldn't go any further, right? And then you had to go pick up the arrow, pull it back, right? And then shoot it further. So just remember that analogy. And that's basically what has to happen. As long as the chart looks right to be bullish and go up, which this one does, that's what you're going to see. So, and honestly, you see the same thing on them coming down. It's almost the exact same thing. They go down, then they kind of jump up a little bit, and then they go down. It looks like a stair step, but the analogy of a bow and arrow is a good one because that's exactly what happens. They shoot off, especially if they get 8 days just running like that, and you don't really see that with stocks too often anymore. Sometimes the Mag 7 when it's wild, but not so often do you get them running for like an entire week plus. And Yeah, you're gonna have that pullback because it just extends them out way too much, and the buying just gets way out of control. So you need that pullback, and then they can go up to that next level. So we'll take a look at it when we do crypto. Just explain it. I just saw Laptop Travel post that up. It caught my eye as I was looking at this hook and trying to figure out how to say the name. But it isn't looking bad. Good old hook. It's in that channel right here, and it did 209 to 219 down to 190, and it's at 2. And again, it's in the channel. I think next week hook could be one of them ones that hooks up and could run pretty good there. So keep an eye on that one probably for next week. KZR, Kaiser Life Sciences, and this one's in a really good spot. It caught it right there and right on that line. A nice support line right there. I don't even know, a trend line maybe. I don't know what you call these things. But anyway, it's sitting on the 20, sitting on a trend line, sitting on everything, and looks real good. So I would say keep an eye on Kaiser Life Sciences, and that's a biotech company. KZR looking good. And let's see what good old Loop is up to. Loop Industries, and this one's just in that channel as well. It looks like it's just going to stay in there for a few days. We can probably look at it next week. Yeah, it just ran around today, 118, 124. It closed at 118 where it opened, and it can jump up into that 127. It hasn't, so it will jump around in that channel while it sets up. An MCFT. Well, let me type it in right, and we'll be much better off with Mastercraft Boat Holdings. We were looking at this before, and they have their earnings coming up on the 6th, and it's curling up really good. It might pull back tomorrow, but I could see this thing rocking and rolling off their earnings. So keep an eye on it. It is curled up there and looks really good. It's just setting up, like I said, it could be setting up perfect for their earnings right there. You know, I'm not a big earnings person, but sometimes these things set up so perfectly. And again, I kicked myself in the ass for Netflix. We knew it looked so great, and I just didn't touch it because of the earnings. And now I'm like, you got to take that risk. When you're just confident that that chart looks so good like that, even if it is the earnings, you got to go for it, I think, because they are popping hard off them earnings if it's right. And again, if it's just even questionable, I won't even mess with it. But if it jumps out at me and says, yeah, it definitely wants to go up, I may have to jump with it. So maybe not go real heavy, maybe just get one option or something, play it and see what happens. But again, it's all kind of learning and trial and error right there. But yeah, some of these charts look really good going into that earnings, and they pop up. Sometimes the earning, the E's red. I don't even, like I say, every day, I don't even get it, but the chart, you can tell when they do want to run hardcore like that. So we'll keep an eye on some of them, and it is earning season, so lots of things to look at, that's for sure. And that is that MCFT right there. And MVBF. Oh, let me write that one. MVBF is MVB Financial Corp. And this one's in that channel. Just a little flat right there. Nothing crazy. And this one will get set up. Just has a little bit of time, it looks like. Yeah. And it'll just bounce around that channel. And let's take a look at PMCB. Pharma Site Biotech. This one's going to get set up really good, guys. I would keep an eye on this. It might not be a tomorrow one, but it's curling up and looking really good. It could actually be a tomorrow one. Keep your eye on that PMCB tomorrow, guys. That one's getting set up really good right there. And how about PVLA? Let's see that one. Good list here from Laptop Travel. Palvella Therapeutics. And this thing's rolling off that MACD. And these ones are great. When they roll off that MACD, they're usually popping up there at least that one day. You know they're running. This went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1234 to 1458. And it closed at 1350, which is in that channel. And the 50s at 1417. It did get over it. So I'd expect it to be in there tomorrow, possibly even try to run up if it can. So yeah, that's PVLA, not looking bad there. And Riley, let's see what Riley was up to. Yesterday it was pulling back a little bit. And today it looks like it did run up, but closed probably where it opened, I would think. 463 to 499, and it closed at 466 is pretty much what it looked like. And it is setting up there. So I think Riley's going to be a pretty decent one for the next week or two. And good old ship. Let's see if it's going to sell out. It was up 7 cents. and it is looking much better. That low is probably back here at 675. It is rolling off that MACD, SHIP, if you don't know how to spell ship. Um, yeah, SHIP looking real good to get into that channel and go up to 740. So I would take a look at that because that looks like it's about to sail out there. Good old ship. And I would see, what is it called? Sea Energy, something like that. I have no idea. Sea Energy, I would have to say Maritime Holdings. And there you go. That's that one ship, and it is looking much better right there. So a great laptop travel list. And let's take a look at our AgriFi real quick. AGFY. I think this one's curling up, guys, and going to be a great one. So I think you got a good setup finally back here on AgriFi, AGFY, and BLNK as well. This one was up 2 cents, and I think that was its bottom yesterday. Remember, we were saying it could be its bottom, could be bouncing around right here as it gets curled up. So BLNK looks like it wants to go up again. And good old Sezzle is SEZL, and that is Sezzle. It's just curl. It's just setting up right here. It's on the support line right at like that 230 area, and you have good resistance at 283. You're at about 234 right now on SEZL. Good old Sezzle. So it's just going to bounce around right now. Not ready to really run. So keep an eye on that. And that Sterling was up another 560 today. It bounced back from being way down there, STRL, and it was up yesterday some 140 to 145, and then today it went 146 to 148. And it is trying to bounce back. I don't know if it's not exactly ready. It's going to set up for the next few days, next week, and then it's going to get bouncing back up. So STRL will be a good one to keep an eye on. And good old Symbiotic SYM. They have earnings coming up on February 5th, which is next, what, Wednesday it is. And it is trying to get set up. We'll see if it rolls off that MACD. I'd imagine it will, the way it looks with the 20 and 50 meeting up right there. So SYM not looking bad at all. So there you go. It's Symbiotic right there. And that is your Joe Lee's Jams right there. So let me know what you guys want to look at. We'll jump through crypto real quick, and then I'll jump through our SPY and all that good stuff. So here we go. Let's take a look at crypto. Let me refresh this Coin Gecko and get a quick look, and wait till you see. I'll have something really cool coming in soon. So with crypto for the show. So I think you guys will really like it. And so yeah, I'm excited for that to happen. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going to be happening, guys, I promise. And just trying to get some stuff fired up here. And like I said, we're going to be having a good old time trading live, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, making money together, most importantly, and just having fun with it. And that's what it's all about. And having a great community while you do it. So that's what we're looking to do, and keep everybody on the right path, positive attitude, and just what we like, and things that we enjoy, and that's what we have to do. You stick together with people that have like minds, and then you make money together, and you have a lot of fun, believe me. So that's what we're looking to do, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So Bitcoin's at 104. It says 104,155. Ethereum's at 3,235. Ripple's at 309. Solana's at 236. And Cardano's at 94. So let's see what they actually look like real quick and see what the charts are looking like on the app. Here we go. Let me take a quick peek here. If it comes up, come on. It doesn't take this long. There it goes. And they definitely came down from when I went on, that's for sure. Actually, Bitcoin's just went down to 103.9, but that's pretty close to 104. Let's see what it's doing here. It did run up. It's pulling back a little bit, and it's on that line. The thing is, we have to get them to curl through, and it's a pretty critical spot, I think, because they're sitting on that MACD line. Bitcoin was trying to curl up really hard, and to be honest with you, a few other ones weren't really trying to curl up that hard. I was just hoping Bitcoin would curl them up hard and drag the rest of them with it. So we'll have to keep an eye. I'll be watching it tonight. You can't really tell. I'll bring Bitcoin up on my scanner or my charts real quick to get a better idea. Ethereum's just in this channel down here, and yeah, it's just that one you can't really tell with. Solana's at 235. Let's see if we can get a better idea with this one. And this one's way over the 50 and the 200, and it doesn't look like it's real bad, to be honest with you. Let me see. It is pulled back there, and it's crossing down. It does look like Solana might dip down some, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one, see how far it's going to pull back. And Cardano's at 94, and that one is and remember I was saying how the 50 was over top of some of these and they could get pushed down and we had to see if they could jump up. That's why it's a critical day and moment. Like Cardano's right there. If these things can get jumped up on them, it'll pull up the rest. And if Bitcoin gets curled up, they're off to the races. I kind of have a feeling you might see it happen. Can't guarantee it, but I'll be watching them for sure and to see what goes on there. So that's Cardano at 94. Doge is back to 32, so that's not good. Let's see, because that was at 33 earlier. And let's see what it's looking like. And again, that 50's over it push and it can push it down. So it could get pushed down. We'll see when it comes down to the price if it jumps back up onto that 50 and then it'll be in solid shape and get running. It should anyway. So that's what I'm looking at for that. And that is Doge. Shiba's down. We haven't really been paying attention to it. It's just been down there. And let's see what Bonk is doing because that was down, but it's an interesting one where it's at. And it looks like it might be going down. Let me see. Um, yeah, it looks like Bonk could be pulling back as well, and it's already way down here, so we'll have to see how much it wants to pull back there. That's good old Bonk. And then I'll look at right here. Let me just take a look at Bitcoin, BTC, USD, and let me look and see right here. Um, yeah, it does look like it could come down, honestly, right? At the moment, it looks like it could. It could all change around very soon and tonight. So I'll keep my eye on crypto and keep you guys posted on what it looks like. And let me take a look at our ETF 500 and look at that chart real quick. Laptop Travel was saying it was up. Let me see what it looks like if this thing pops up here. Come on. Here it is. Let's take a look. Where is the chart? There it is. And it is at 0.023, 0.024. So, yeah, it does look like it just bottomed out there and it's going to be moving back up. Hopefully, the rest of crypto wants to move with it, would definitely help it. But if the ETF 500 is looking good, so. That's what it looks like to me right there. I'll even pull it up on one of these charts. Crypto.com has it as well. It just has like a basic chart, but I'll just take a quick look at the all thing and see what it looks like to me. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to curl back up there, so it should be pretty solid, I would assume. And let me just look at the day one. Not looking too bad. I mean, pulling back, it was up there. The weekly chart, real quick. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, guys. So I would say you're going to be making that base and try to get moving again. So here we go with that. It's at 0.024, and I think you're going to be looking good there. So, like I was saying, it looked like it had to pull back and get rolling again. So there you go with that. That's your ETF 500, your crypto look, and all that good stuff. Let me see what, I'll run through the SPY and all real quick, and then I'll wrap them up with what you guys want to look at and the scanner and see what that's doing. So here, we'll roll through the big caps real quick. The SPY was up today, and honestly, it looks like it wants to curl up tomorrow is the way it looked like it closed anyway. I'll have to look at it again. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it wants to go up tomorrow. I can't promise you. It could be a little flat. That 50's coming up to slam up onto that 20, or that 20's coming up to slam up onto that 50 and looks really good. So I would have to say it looks pretty damn good. I can't promise you it's going to be up on a Friday, but it don't look bad at all. Apple just a little healthy pullback. It looks like in the after hours it was way up. So let me see AAPL. And yeah, it did run up there, huh? 239 to 248. It's at 244 right now. It closed at 237. So Apple did run up in the after hours. Did they had their earnings, didn't they? So there you go. They definitely did, and it ran up. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it must have been pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was just trying to look and see if there was anything that jumped out down at the news, but I don't see anything. AMZN, good old Amazon was down a little bit. They have their earnings coming up February 6th, so they're coming up, and it looks like Amazon could pull back a little bit right there. And Google was up today, and I'll tell you what, Google's looking really good to try to cross through, and they have their earnings next week, and it's the fourth. What day is that? The Tuesday, right? Yeah, the third's Monday. So the fourth is Tuesday. Google has their earnings next Tuesday, and it's looking pretty good right now. We'll look at it tomorrow. And good old Meta was up $10, but and it had earnings, didn't it today? Yeah, it did. Yesterday they had their earnings and it ran up. That's right. And Meta is up at the top. I'm not sure if it wants to stay up here. It has that look like it could pull back, but you're talking about it went up to like 710 today. So I think that topped out right there, and that is Meta, and it is back at 687. So Meta way up there. And how about Microsoft was down $27 on the earnings, right? Wasn't that today or yesterday? That was yesterday's earnings, and it was a green E. I have no idea what happened, but it came way down. If anyone knows what happened with Microsoft, I have no clue. But yeah, let me see. Let's see. Do. Yeah, I don't see anything. There's too much news for me to look at. Microsoft pulled back. We'll look at it to bounce back up. It came down to that support line right there. So we'll watch that bad boy get set back up. And that's good old MSFT, Microsoft. And the video was up 95 cents, but nothing crazy. And this thing has some more time to get set up there. So that's going to have to get set up to get back moving. And that got, like I said, they got crushed down Monday. So it'll get cruising again. It just has to set up. And Tesla's up $11. Their earnings weren't good yesterday. But like I was saying, this thing is setting up. Might not, it might bounce down tomorrow. And then it's really going to get set back up. So you're going to see Tesla get cruising really, really soon, probably next week. Tesla looks like it wants to run. So just watch for any dips on Tesla, but it does look really good. So keep your eye on that one right there. Good old TSLA looking decent. And let's take a look at our buddies AMC and them guys, because AMC was down a little bit, pulled back, but I'm telling you, this thing is setting up really, really well. So we're going to keep an eye on it. GameStop, that was up 48 cents. It's trying to curl up. I don't know if it's really ready to get cruising. And that Unity was just kind of flat. It was up a little bit, not doing too much. And Chewy was up 85 cents, guys. This thing was up cruising at one point. CHWI, who kept telling you this thing was looking great? I don't even know, but they must have saw something there. But 39.20 up to 40.09. And like I said, we've been talking about it for days now. I know I told you it's at 37. I told you it's at 35. And yeah, he got up to 40 today. So it was a nice run up. And tomorrow it looks like it wants to run up into that top for some reason. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on with Chewy. Oh, they had, it says what to know, but I don't know what to know because I'm not reading that article. So anyway, CHWI, there you go. It was cruising all right. That chart did look good, and I liked it myself. So there you go. And how about good old Netflix here? That did pull back, and I think it is going to pull down right now. So let Netflix just kind of pull back and get set back up. And AVGO is up 930, but I don't think these guys are ready to get rolling yet. So keep your eye on these semiconductor ones, and this is at Broadcom, and again they got crushed on Monday, so they need some time to set back up, to be honest with you. And good old MU, that was up 349. This one's trying to crawl back up, but I don't think it is yet. I think it was just bouncing up today for MU. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if it's actually trying to roll. But I'm not exactly positive it was ready. TSM, that was up 585. This one, the same thing. So these two could be trying to get set up. MU and TSM, they were looking pretty decent today. TSM's hitting that 20, some resistance at that 209 area. So we'll watch it and see if it really can bust through. And then some of these semiconductor ones might start moving as well. And SMCI was up a little bit. So maybe they are trying to curl up. If they don't look like they're ready to really get cruising yet, they could have bottomed out and now they're getting set up to run. So keeping my eye on it. But this one actually looks great. AMD, it was down a little bit in the after hours, but they have earnings coming up next week on the 4th on Tuesday, but it looks like it wants to roll up there tomorrow, guys. So let's take a look at AMD. And I was saying this before, it was looking really good. It went 118 to 120. It closed at 119.05, and it is looking good. So AMD is looking solid right there. And QCOM, and again, a lot of these have earnings, so you just got to be careful. QCOM has been running up. It looks like it's trying to curl back up there. They have earnings next week on the 5th. Which day is that? That is that Wednesday, I believe, next Wednesday. So yeah, this one's just running flat. I probably wouldn't mess with QCOM right there. And Intel INTC, this one had earnings. When was that? Yesterday, was it? Or today? Today they had earnings for INTC. And it looks like it might be trying to bounce back up here. Again, I was saying that chart turned around. It went 1988 to 2084, and it's at 2075. So it must have looked good on earnings, and it could be getting curled up there. We'll look at it. And that's good old Intel and PayPal here. That was looking pretty decent to try to run up. I didn't look at it today. It was up 81 cents there. And yeah, they have their earnings coming up next week on the 4th. So they have earnings on Tuesday. And it was cruising up there, and it does look like it wants to try to roll off that MACD. Let me see on the after hour look. Yeah, it does look like it wants to. I can't promise you, but it looks pretty decent. Good old snow is coming down, but I'll tell you what, let it pull back. It's setting up so great to go up higher. It's going to jump off of that like 190. We'll get the perfect spot for snow, and we'll make a nice snowman with that bad boy because it's going to get really, really good right there. So SNOW is setting up. And how about Dell? It was up a little bit today. It looks like it's trying to curl up. I'm not convinced it's exactly ready, so I'll keep an eye on Dell, let you know when it's ready. And PLTR, I told you this thing was going up again, and it's going to bounce even higher, guys. It looks like it really wants to run up there. Good old PLTR. So keep your eye on that thing because it does look like it wants to run up even higher. It could be getting to its highs. And Sophie was running up, and I thought this one was too. And it does look like it's trying to roll off that MACD. Let me see in the after hours here. Nah, it crossed down, but it's still not going. I mean, this thing's crazy. It's probably going to pull itself up. You know, I say they crossed themselves down, but they can pull themselves back up that next day. That's what it looks like it wants to do and get cruising again. So that is Sophie and SOFI. And let's take a look at our Marin Riot. These things were looking pretty good today. Up 76 cents. MARA. That one's looking really good. Riot was up today looking pretty good. So I'm imagining crypto is going to be looking better with them. And MSTR, MicroStrategy, this thing was pulled back. It's going to be setting up. Just give it like 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be looking great. And CLSK, this one was up 71 cents. It's trying to roll off that MACD. It's looking really good right there. It could pull back and set up, but it is looking pretty nice. So I'll have to look at CLSK in the morning. And Coinbase was looking really good today too. It ran up over 300 and excuse me, it pulled back a tear in the after hours. But Coinbase looks really solid to try to run up some more. So keep your eye on that bad boy. It could get really cruising. It's at 300, and it could move up there. So that was looking nice. COIN. And DJT, good old Trump Media, was down a little bit, and it's just getting set up. It's not ready yet, but fun. I'm telling you guys, check this thing out. It's ready to get fun, I think. I'm telling you, something's going on here. I don't know what the heck it is, but something's about to happen with PHUN. And let's look at that Mountain MTN. This one bounced up and is looking much better now. It did take that dip. That bottom was at 165. It's at 172, and it is going to get curled. I bet it gets crossed up and starts moving. Mountain MTN Val Resorts. And we are getting cruising into February now, so that is its peak month probably right there. McDonald's up 21 cents, still setting up right here. MCD, and how about Boeing? That was up 587. I'm telling you, Boeing's going to be crazy, guys. They must have all kinds of contracts going on because it's looking really good to run. So keep your eye on Boeing. And that is BA, and space has been pretty bad. It was up a little bit today. It actually was crawling out of the basement finally. Yesterday could have been its bottom for once. SPCE, so keep an eye on it. Could run up a little bit. It's way down, so you have an opportunity to run up, that's for sure. IBM, how about that one, guys? Who was saying that looked pretty good? It was up almost $30 today, 250 to like 261. I think it went even higher than that, 247 to 261, and it closed at 257. It was running up yesterday in the after hours, I think. So yeah, IBM looked really good to run up there, and it sure did. Got right into the top. That one we nailed. Beauty right there. And how about Disney DIS? This one's cruising up there. Just a little flat, but it's working its way up. It'll get back up over that 115 area and try to go up a little bit higher there. So that's Disney. And good old Oxy. I'm telling you, these things aren't ready yet, but they're getting set up. Oxy and ExxonMobil. That was up today. Don't they have earnings? Hold on. Earnings coming up on the tomorrow for ExxonMobil, and I'll tell you what, ExxonMobil's earnings look pretty good too. Just from the chart look, it looks like ExxonMobil wants to roll. So I would say that one's going to pop off of their earnings for whatever reason. I have no idea why. It just looks good to me. And Nike, I told you guys, where would I say it was going past 78? It's at 78.34 today. And yesterday, it wasn't even up there. It was at 76, and I said it's going to 78, and you're in there today. So I hope you guys were playing Nike because that one's good. And DXYZ, let's see, that one is pulling back here. Let it set up that DXYZ Destiny Tech 100, and that'll get set back up. So there you go for your big caps, Mag 7, and all them bad boys. Let me see what you guys are up to and what you want to see, and we'll go through the scanner, ADBE. Let's look at Adobe and see what it looks like real quick. Lion 1776, and that one looks good. And we nailed that one from the bottom at like 403. It's at 446 right now. How about that one, Luis Rodriguez? I know he's happy about that one because we drilled that. It does look like it wants to go a little higher here. So yeah, Adobe doesn't look too bad, but we did nail that one from down low. And it is up over that 20. The 50's all the way up here at like 468. I don't know if it's getting that high. Could pull back a little bit and jump around. So, but it doesn't look bad right there for Adobe. Let me see what else you guys are looking at over here. Let me see what else. We looked at the ETF 500. We looked at that KAVL, and it was looking good. I remember saying that. I don't remember what it. Yeah, it was rolling off hard off of that MACD. So that one had some info right there. I'll tweet that out. Deport the shorts, it says. That's pretty good. But what's it even say? The shareholders of KAVL will vote on whether to approve the transaction. The business combination is valued at 301 million and expected to close in February. So yeah, I don't know what the heck's even going on. I'll tweet it out. You guys can take a look at it. Maybe they're merging with somebody. I have no idea. Let me see. Does it say it down here? Uh, Public filing. I don't even know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. All we care about's the charts anyway. So anyway, ETF 500, that was moving. Here we go. Let me see. The KULR, like I said, we're just talking about. Oh wait, no, we're talking about KAVL. KULR. I think we did that one too. I was getting confused between the two of them actually. Holy cow, yeah, I definitely was. We looked at them both, but I was definitely confusing the two of them around in my brain. KULR, here we go. This one is hitting that 50, and it looks like yesterday could have been its bottom at 197. That one's back up. And let me just take a look at it in the after hours. I'm all confused now because that just confused the hell out of me. But yeah, this one looks pretty good. 206 to 222 KULR, and it's at 217, looking pretty decent to try to move back up. Your 20's coming down. It's at 259. So if anything, it's going to try to jump up there. It's not crossed up yet. It looks like it's just still setting up KULR. So there you go, Birdie Goffer. And that clue is a reverse. That's a reverse split, right? Is that what it was? CLEU? Yeah, I think that's what it said. Reverse split. Oh no, that didn't say reverse split. Did they have one? Um, Laptop Travel thinks that they could have. I mean, the thing went way down. It was at $7 and it's sitting at like 13 cents or something crazy. So, I mean, that's a huge dip. You're never getting back up there for that one. I can promise you that. It would be crazy. So, that is that one. And let's look and see what else is going on here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what else is happening. Let me see if you guys want to see anything. Let me know if I missed anything or if you guys want to look at anything. I'm just scrolling down. Let's look at that icon. What did that do today? Wasn't that icon energy? And that one pulled way back down there and it's still down there. So we're good at looking at that. And that I know was on our laptop travel laptop lowdown list right there. And let's see. There's the results for all them bad boys. I'll just tweet that out. And because we went through them all this morning, let me see if there's anything else. Boom, boom, boom. I think we got everything. BBAI, we got all them guys. So yeah, I think we got all that. Let me make sure. RR, let's look at Rich Tech Robotics, right? Isn't that? Yeah, Rich Tech Robotics. Here we go, down 15 cents. That one's just pulling back right now. It might come down to that 189. It could. I'm not saying it's definitely coming down that far, but it has the potential to pull back a little bit more. We'll see if it tries to swing back up, but it's not ready just yet for RR. So just take a look at that and see if you can catch it further on a dip right there, Tony Troop. And let me take a look and see what else. NXE Lions. Let's see what that's up to. NXE. Next Gen Energy. Let's see that one. Oh, that one might be curling up real good. Let me see. NXE. Let's look. Has that weird look. I knew it was going to have that 680 open close. It got up to 690 and down to 670. I'll tell you what, it has a crazy look. I'd have to look at it in the morning. I It just tried to curl up really hard on that MACD, and you can't really tell if it's going to cross through. If it does, it's going to run hard. I can tell you that. You just can't promise. Just the positioning of it, I can't guarantee it, but I'll look at it in the morning. NXC, I'll write it down real quick and look at it because I'm kind of curious if it does. If it does, I'm telling you, it'll run really good. You can just see it. And if not, if it comes back down, it's got a nice setup coming up. You have that resistance up there at 740, and it's got a pretty big setup. So it could take like a couple weeks for this one. It's a uranium one. So maybe they're not exactly ready yet, them uranium ones, but it will be, I'll tell you that. So we'll look at them. Um, what was that one? Hold on. Shit, I can't remember. I won't Let me look real quick. Is it on here? Um, nah, that's not what I was thinking. Oh well, I was trying to think of a stock ticker, and I can't even think of what it is or what the letters are. My mind just went blank. Anyway, no big deal. What are the news things? Asian stocks eases dollar and gold firms as tariffs threats lingers, and how Apple pulled off a major feat that offset its big China miss on iPhones. What the hell did they do? I have no idea. Anyway. Major indexes rise as Meta and Tesla shares rally. Asian equities fall as Samsung, SK, Hynix wait. I have no idea what that's talking about. And Trump confirms plan to impose a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico. So there you go with them bad boys. They won't be too happy about that. Let's see what's going on in the scanners real quick. Here we go. NVIDIA Clue. MGOL, that one's in that basement. Let me see if it's trying to do anything here. Let me see. It could try to roll off that MACD tomorrow. I'd keep an eye on that MGOL, guys. That one has potential to roll off of there and roll tomorrow. So MGOL, look at that bad boy tomorrow. That one don't look too bad. How about that SPGC? Remember we were all over that thing, that Saks Parente Golf one. That thing ran up again today. We were way down here. I know we were way down here in like the 30s. This thing's at 90 cents. It ran up another 50 something percent today. We looked at it last night. SPGC. Remember we were looking at this thing, ran up the last 3 days. It went 63 to 109 today. It's at 79 right now. So we were super early on that. We usually are. And yeah, that one ran. AMOD ran. That rhyme, like I said, is just trying to set up right there. Um Let's see, NAOV was trying to run that Intel. And what's that KZAI? That one doesn't look bad. It was running up today. Let me see. It's trying to get set up. Keep an eye on that KZIA too. That one's trying to set up there. KZIA, not looking bad right there. And let's see what else we have going on. Let's see if anything else catches my eyes. RGTI, they're just kind of pulling back. Like I said, I looked at them. They're not doing anything real crazy. That TNXP is running, coming back now. The China large caps, that FXI was moving. We were looking at it the other day, and it was setting up, and it does look good. So maybe the large caps are going to run and not the small caps. I'm not even sure what the small cap one is for China if they have one. I'm sure they do. I'll have to look and be interesting to see. Else, we should keep an eye on it. We'll know when they want to get running. That GCTK again pulled back there with a with some kind of notice. What they reverse split it, right? And that Terror Wolf WULF, that one's running up there, looking pretty decent. So keep your eye on that. Nokia had run up today, but it's up there. Oh, BITF, this Bit Farms was looking good. BITF looking real good right here. So keep an eye on that one. If it can curl through, that one will be pretty hefty. BITF. So keep an eye on that. And let me see. Microsoft came way down. Plug is way down there. We're going to find that bottom. And let me see if anything's on the volume side over here. And then I'll take a look and see at stock twits. But let's see that BHIL. We already looked at all these. ZAPP, that one's running up here. Let's see. That could be a momentum play tomorrow. Zap Electric. We've looked at it before. Keep an eye on it. That could be a little momentum play tomorrow. ZAPP. So take a look at that one. And let's see what else is going on over here. DOMH, that one ran up pretty good. Let me see anything else I see. I don't see anything here. That one's down. MGOL, like I said, we'll keep an eye on that. That ENVB we looked at. ACON we looked at. So, yeah, we looked at pretty much everything there and everything every which way. So, there you go. Anything else you guys want to see? We looked at NXE. Let me look at stock twits real quick, tell you what's going on over here. And then we'll take a look and see anything else. Apple, Jasmy coins up big time. What's that thing up to? I have to look at that. Let me take a look at it on my charts. JASMY here. Let me see on Coinbase. And yeah, it is running up. I mean, it don't look like anything that crazy, but it did have a nice little run up today. Intel's up. VRTX, let's look at that. What is VRTX? Isn't that like Vertex something? Yeah, we looked at it. Isn't I think Luis Rodriguez was talking about this thing. It ran way up right there. How about that VT what's that Viking one? VIK. What is that? VKTX. That's what it is. VKTX. This thing's getting set up, guys. So keep an eye on this one as well. VKTX. I think that one wants to finally get rolling right there. And that one looks pretty decent. What else is going on over here? Walgreens, WBA. We always love looking at Walgreens. It's kind of pulling back there. Let's see what the call. It doesn't look bad, honestly. It don't look like it used to. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't say they're going out of business. That Acon was down. UPS was way down as well. I don't know what happened to them. I guess they missed the mark on some of their packages or something. Their earnings must have been bad because, yeah, it looks like minus 108.576 million. I don't even know what the hell that is for, but that went way down there to 114. So that doesn't look good. Good old UPS way down. Let's see. Walmart, that looks like it's up though. WMT, that's up $1.15. We thought that looked good before. It's been running up there. Nothing crazy though, but it's been running up there. And there you go for them guys. I think we got everything there. Let me see. Let's see. LNKS. Let's look at that one. We haven't looked at it in a while. LNKS. It's just right there. It's probably setting up for another few days. How about that DevStream, DEVS? This was running up the other day. I forgot to say. And it's still trying to set up. So DEVS isn't looking too bad there. Yeah, it's trying to curl through. Actually, it was run up yesterday a little bit, 63, gapped up yesterday because it closed the day before 57, gapped up, and then today it went 57 to 61 and not looking bad. And we looked at KITT already, that Nauticus Robotics, and it is down there, and we'll have to see if that one wants to get set up. So there you go with them bad boys. And let's see what else. I think we got all them. And I think we got everything. Like I said, it's just a little bit of a slow week here, more setting up. And I mean, they're green and things are moving. Don't get me wrong. There's opportunities. We've seen plenty of them. But you're not seeing all the crazy poppers and like everything going nuts. And again, it was that deep seek kind of just took the wind out of the market, and it'll get set back up. That Marvel MRVL lines, this one's just kind of dipped down there. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. MRVL. Yeah, I mean that bottom's gonna be your one or your one 99.52 area, and you're back at 110. I'm not. It's gonna try to get into this channel where it's at 110 up to like 116. So just look for any dips on a MRVL to see if it comes down any for any good buying opportunities. LLY, that Lily Ellie, remember we were looking at this before and it looked really good to run up, and it's running up. It has February 6th some earnings, and I would keep an eye on this. LLY could be a popper tomorrow too, so keep an eye on that one. That one looks like it might run up some more. It was up $19 today, and it looks like it wants to run up some more right there. So good old LLY looking good. And how about Soxel? Isn't that the semiconductor bull? And yeah, it's trying to get set up. It's not ready yet, guys. So it does have a few days and or a few days. It probably has like a week or two to get set up, and some of them will start to run. But yeah, we'll have to take a look and see when they're getting ready. We'll keep an eye on that as well, just to know when that SOXL is looking good for us. And yeah, there you go, guys. So I think we have a lot of great opportunities. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of good setups too. So we'll now some of these great setups again, like I said, like that J&J Snack Foods. A lot of the ones I'll take a picture real quick and post it out because I put that list, the ones from my scanner on there. And yeah, LLY looking good for tomorrow, so keep an eye on that one. And a bunch of them looking really good. So we have a good list right there. I think that was a solid market review. And like I said, tomorrow morning we'll do our pre-market, and coming up soon we'll see some live trade, all kinds of good stuff, guys. So I think we're gonna just step it up to the next level and make sure that everybody's having fun, making money, of course, and everybody's down the right path. So that's what it's all about, and just kind of moving things to another level, I think, and getting even better and better. So that's all we're trying to do each day, and stay positive and just keep on cruising. So yeah, we pick out the poppers, we hit them, and some days aren't as great as other days. You can't win them all, but guess what? If you do this long enough and stick to your plan, like I say, you execute that plan, stick to that one that you really like, and really trade it smart, and you'll do really, really well in the market. If you try to juggle a bunch of them, they're gonna get too much for you, and it'll kill you. I'm telling you. And so yeah, just stick to one and just trade really smart. It's the most important thing right there. And like I said, we'll be doing a lot of stuff together and on live, and we're gonna figure all that out. Guys are gonna show me how to live stream everything and do all that good stuff. So good stuff coming up, and I'm excited to take it to a whole nother level here. And like I said, make a bunch of money with everybody because that's always a good time, and I know everybody will enjoy it. So there you go for our market review on a Thursday night there. And again, I'll be on, 7 a.m. for pre-market. We'll do our Jolie's jumpers, our laptop lowdowns. We'll look at crypto. Hopefully, it's trying to bounce right up there and looking better. And then we'll look at our SPY. Hopefully, that's curled up still and looking good. And our Mag 7 and all the other big caps and everything that's going on. We'll find out what's popping and what's going to be a good momentum play to end the week tomorrow. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for sending in the stock tickers. And like I said, we'll figure something out that works out great, that we're I think this list tonight was perfect. There was a lot of great solid ones. I don't mind looking at all the solid ones. We'll look at all the solid ones all day, but some of them penny ones, they just start running flat there forever, and you're just looking at them like, are these things ever going to do anything? And they just like pull back and they just become a disaster. So we can still look at 150. Maybe we just look at some that aren't really penny ones. They're a little bit higher up in like the couple dollar range, and then that way no, they're not getting reverse split and then having offerings every single day and that kind of nonsense because again you can't even trade in and out of that. It's like insanity. So you don't even want to try to put yourself in that situation. It's a losing situation. Trust me. You're not going to be able to trade that smart to get in and out of them things like that when they're doing things like that. It's almost corrupt. And but hey, what are you going to do? You just step aside and you trade smarter ones. That's what we do. So we find the better opportunities and we stick to them and we nail them. We trade them smart. We execute it and then we lock them in and we have a great day. So that's all you have to do, guys. Just stick to that plan and don't chase these penny ones around because I'm telling you, they're going to eat you alive. They'll eat me alive right now if I tried to trade them. That's why I stopped trading them. So just take my experience and like I said, we'll focus on the ones. And if you ever need if you ever want to look at anything or like I said, see what's popping in any category, whether it's like the mid caps, small caps, large caps, whatever. I mean, these things are like nanos and micros, these penny ones. So they're real tiny ones or yeah, micros and real small guys. I say nanos, but yeah, these are tiny guys. So they definitely get manipulated, and we can look at any of them. All I gotta do is tune the scanner into whatever I want, and we can find anything. So we will do it for sure. And like I said, that list I'll take a picture real quick and send it out. There's a ton of great ones on that I wrote down off my scanner. I mean, all of them were set up, and a lot of great ones from the laptop travel list. And like I said, a lot of other great ones as well. So that PW is set up right there, looking great. Keep an eye on that. And WISA is setting up. Oh, keep an eye on JJSF, that whatever, the J&J snack food one, looking really good right there. So a lot of good ones, and also another good one for tomorrow's at BYON. That looks like it's going to run up even higher. So a lot of great opportunities, like I said, and just trade them smart and lock them in, and you'll do fine. And we'll be here at 7 a.m. to guide you through and see what we're looking at. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Laptop Travel for all your lists, and even Asian Jolie and John Wong. How are you, Jay Kratz? And who is that over here? Don't even can't read nothing. Casual Explorer, there you go. And Lion 1776, how are you? Bong Pri Chan and Die Pack and Sinai and Michael, Zach, Sean, and Mr. AC Slater's on there. And Alicia, how are you tonight? And thank you, everybody else that was hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said, check us out 7 a.m. We'll go through the market to wrap it up on a Friday. Can you believe it's the last day of the month already? Already January blown through. I mean, it wasn't the fastest month, but I just can't believe it's already going to be February next week. That's kind of crazy. So they move fast. We always know that, and we're always looking ahead of time. So, like I said, a little setup period here after Monday. So that's why I wasn't getting crazy this week. I didn't, it just wasn't a crazy week after they got smacked down with DeepSeek. And, so yeah, we'll be right back on them, and I think we have plenty of great opportunities now. And you also wanted to make sure they were going to be moving back up also, and not kind of lagging there and dragging. So you don't want to get caught in them. And like I said, next time when they run up to the top, we're just going to not trade them for like a week or two like this, and we'll catch them all at the bottom, every single great setup, and ride them all up. It'll be incredible. So we'll definitely be trading way smarter, and that's what I've been trying to focus on and just nail them down. That's why I wasn't really posting as much this week because, yeah, there's stuff running. But again, I don't want to get you guys caught in these penny stocks either anymore. I kind of feel bad. They're almost impossible. So I kind of just, I don't really need to post 100%ers, to be honest with you. I'd rather post solid setups for you guys to actually trade smart and lock in profits than sit there and go, oh, yeah, we hit 100. I picked 100%er. It ran up, but no one could trade it because they're impossible to trade anymore. They used to be able to be traded, but they just can't be traded really anymore. So you just got to kind of pivot around and go to what works. And And that's why I really didn't want to get anybody really stuck. I mean, every single one lately literally has either dipped down or a reverse split or had an offering. Every single one is insane. Like I look at GCTK. I mean, that did a B hat. All I mean, just go down the list. It's insane. So there you go, everybody. Just my outlook on it. And like I said, I think we're just going to focus on really getting us in the safe trades. Even if they go up like 2 to 5%, it's a beautiful trade for that day. We don't have to look for 100%ers every day. We already know if you do 2% each day and roll it over, you make a ton of money. So we don't need to look for 100%ers anymore. We'll look for the solid trades that are safer, that are definitely going to be wins. So I think that's the way to look at it, especially right now in this market. If it changes around a little bit, we'll play it the way it changes. But as of right now, we'll play it the way it needs to be played, and that'll be smarter and locking them in there. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out all the time and tuning in. So greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Everybody, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Let me know what you guys want to see in the morning, and we'll definitely check it out. Have a good night, everybody.